Well, this past weekend, Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter, and I got to tell you, I'm having trouble coming up with a thing I've ever given less of a damn about. Seriously, I think I would give more of a damn about Meghan Markle wearing a weird scarf than I do this story. This is approaching Obama tan suit and Dijon mustard levels of me not giving a damn about it. In fact, the way that I feel about Joe pardoning Hunter is the same way Republicans feel about, like rape and treason and cops killing unarmed black people and stuff like that, which is to say, not only does it not bother me, I actually kind of think it's awesome. I do. You know why? Because I love anything that infuriates the right. If it pisses them off, it is sweet ambrosia to me. And boy, did this story here ever get them a sputter. And they're like, but you can't just break his promise and spurn decorum by using his power in an ethically dubious way. Like, that's supposed to be our thing. Everybody knows that's our thing. I love it. Like, have you really thought about how upset Marjorie Taylor Greene has to be by this? I just keep picturing her laying in bed alone like Wolverine in that famous meme, just staring forlornly at a picture of Hunter Biden's dick. It's wonderful. And I don't feel hypocritical about it either. I don't. All them people out there, like, I better not hear one word out of the left when Trump pardons the January 6th people after this. Kiss my ass. First of all, he was 100% going to do that anyway. Secondly, when he does, you better believe I'm still going to be throwing around more words than a Scrabble champion on meth, baby. And I'm not going to feel the least bit bad about it either. You know why? Because the January 6th Mayo militia did a whole ass coup on national TV, and Hunter Biden lied so he could buy a gun. Perhaps the most American of all lies. As is always the case, it's not remotely the same thing. And all the people on the left are like, this is just a bad look for Joe. This could hurt his legacy. Look, I hear you, but it feels like y'all are still playing the game by the old sane rule book. And I hate to tell you, but back in November, not only did that game end, but the other side flipped the table over, took a shit on the rule book, and set the whole thing on fire. We're in the lunatic dumbass end game now, y'all. So I say, go nuts, Joe. Break all them norms. The only way I'm going to be upset by this pardon is if it turns out to be the only norm breaking that Joe Biden does. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of things he could do that would actually help Americans, but I'm going to leave those things to smarter people. Instead, I'm going to focus on the things I think he should do just to piss the other side off real bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe, put Colin Kaepernick on the $20 bill. Why not? Make January 3rd National Books Written by Women Day. That'll piss them off. Paint the White House in a rainbow scheme. Put some big-ass cat ears on top, Hire Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo to do the rest of your White House press conferences. Give the Indians in South Dakota Mount Rushmore and a truck full of dynamite. Tell them to go nuts. You know what I mean? Do it all, Joe. Why not? Take upper deckers and all the White House toilets on your way out. What are they going to do? What are they going to seek revenge by trying to ruin this country with their malicious and ignorant rage? Again, they're going to do that anyway. So I, for one, say to hell with them. Go down swinging. You know what I'm saying? Happy damn holidays. All right, YouTube, back with more in just a second. Listen, I think we all have pretty low expectations for American media at this point, but especially when it comes to consistency. But I got to say, the coverage of this Hunter Biden story has been particularly scattershot. Let me show you what I mean. All right, y'all, we're here on Ground News' website. They also have a mobile app and a Chrome extension. We're looking at coverage of this story. It says Biden has pardoned his son Hunter. What does that mean? You see the coverage breakdown, over 300 sources, pretty evenly distributed amongst the biases. If you go down here and you sort the articles by bias, you can see how the headlines themselves to kind of paint a different picture. The right-leaning outlets, they say, what is a presidential pardon? How Joe Biden has used one for his son. This one, Joe Biden breaks his promise and grants forgiveness. This one, perhaps the most egregious, Biden's criminal son is the third turkey pardon. Getting a little sassy with it. You can see here above the headline, you can see the bias of the outlet, but also the reliability, the factuality rating. You see this one, not surprised, low degree of factuality. You can also see where the money comes from, ever important. That's the extra context you can get on Ground News. If you look at left-leaning outlets, framed a little bit differently, but still critical. It says that New York Daily News says that this will cloud Joe Biden's legacy. Others wondering about the legal effect of this. Joe Biden pardoning his son was in the best interest of justice, according to U.S. Attorney. So those on the left trying to put kind of a positive spin on it, and you can see how the bias shines through in these outlets before you ever even open the article. That's what you get from Ground News. Ground News, that's why I've been working with them for more than a year now. They are an independent, nonpartisan website and app specifically designed to help you navigate the chaos of today's current events. So you can follow along at ground.news/Trey, or you can scan that QR code on the screen there. They're always adding new features. They've got one I really appreciate now is the positive news page. The rest of the media wants to keep you afraid. If it bleeds, it leads, but good things do still happen. Like a hiker recently found after 50 days lost in the wilderness Warren Buffett's got a new $1.2 billion charitable donation plan. Kind of a shame we need the billionaires to save us, but hey, at least one of them is nominally interested in doing so. Am I right? Remind yourself that good things do still happen with ground news. All right, listen, of course, it's okay to take a break from all the chaos, but now is not the time to tune out. So if you want to learn more, click the link in the description below or scan that QR code. You can get 50% off the highest tiered Vantage plan. That's less than $5 a month for a limited time only. Push back on the bias and BS. Stay informed without getting overwhelmed. Check out Ground News today. All right, YouTube, and we're back. Yes, things are wild out there. It does feel like things are different. The game has changed. The rules are different. The rules don't exist anymore, and I think it's time that we adjust to that, and perhaps Biden pardoning his son could be a step in that direction. Underhandedness and shadiness and all that shit, being trolls, trolling them, that's the only recourse we have left at this point. And there's still some people on the left trying to cling to some sanity or things that I don't understand why they think will matter. I've seen multiple stories about, oh, California's finally caught up and counted all their votes, and guess what? Trump don't even have the majority anymore. It's like, okay, but he still won by like 3 million votes. What the hell are we supposed to do with that? That don't really make any kind of difference. That would be like if you lost your house at a casino off a bad beat in a football game. You go home and tell your wife, it's like, well, honey, here's the deal. If you would have just made that field goal, then it would be fine. So it's really not that bad. Yes, it is. Your house is still gone. Your life is still ruined. Everything is still on fire. It doesn't matter what the general outcome was. Plus, we all know, or what the numbers were. Plus, we all know that Trump, he could have won by one vote. One pig farmer in bumfuck Iowa somewhere could have determined the whole thing. And if that happened, Trump would still claim a landslide. And half of this country and the people in his cult would still believe him. So I don't know why we focus on things like that. Also, I've seen articles about how, like, the Fonnie Willis case in Georgia, it might not be pardonable. So there's still an opportunity there for justice. No, there ain't. No, there ain't. I don't know what else y'all need to see. There ain't no justice here. As they said in Game of Thrones, if you're looking for justice, you've come to the wrong place. It's not how things work here. It couldn't be clear at this point. Look, he got away with it. That does not going to change. All right, the only time we just suck it up and admit that. The only thing that we can do now is to make his reign as much of a living hell as we possibly can. Again, we have to rely on that. We have to rely on our own annoyingness, our own capacity for obstruction and pissing them off, as well as their own stupidity and incompetence getting in the way of many of their more malignant designs. That's the only thing we can really hope for at this point. And I know that's depressing. I'm aware it is, but it's better than nothing. There's something there. There's some light at the end of that tunnel. We all know how stupid and incompetent they generally have been. Give them enough rope to hang themselves. Also, the generally glacial pace of government bureaucracy can maybe at least see us through to the midterms and then go from there. I don't know what else to tell you, but ain't nobody coming to save us. It's like Mueller didn't come to save us. Jack Smith didn't come to save us. Nobody, Fonnie Willis isn't coming to save us. It's just not going to happen. All right, so we got to buckle down, get a fire up our ass and just annoy the piss out of them. Make things as hard as possible over the coming years. And other than that, hope for the best. I know it's not a, gleaming endorsement of the future we're all staring down the barrel of, but I don't know what else to tell you anyway. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a good holiday season. Hope everything's going well for you. You're not overcome with general existential, despair or anything like that. Still have time to put the tree up, do elf on a shelf. That'll make you feel better. The elf always makes everybody feel better. Just saying, focus on eggnog, get hammered drunk on eggnog. There's things we can still do. Christmas can still be fun. We can still enjoy it, and we'll all still be here come 2025. I'll see you here, there, now, then, everything in between. I'll be here, and I appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to put some of these things up here. As always, my comedy special. Watch that. Click to subscribe to the channel. See all these missives of mine and also my podcast episodes and other things that I do periodically. And then most importantly, the other circle, TreyCrowder.com. That's my website. You can see my tour dates for upcoming stand-up comedy shows. I'm a stand-up comedian, really. If I'm coming near you, you should come see me. It's a good time. If you like these, you'll like that. It's fun. Check it out. Go to TreyCrowder.com. Most importantly, you keep watching these silly things, and I'll keep making them. I love you like chicken. See you. Bye.